Hello and welcome to another Raggy's theme park videos. This one is a little bit different from the rest. Basically, it's my first one, so you'll have to bear with me on this. Top 10 rides at each theme park. I've only just started doing videos. I've been to most of the theme parks in the UK and across the world. Disney parks, Universal. So I'm going to give you what I think are the best 10 rides. Now this is from an adult perspective. We'll do some rides from a kiddie's perspective on a different time. So, in at number 10 on the list, let me show you. Number 10 on the list is the Congo Rapids at Alton Towers. This is the Alton Towers top 10. So, number 10, the Congo Rapids. Now, like any rapids, as long as you sit down and hold on to that wheel, you're totally fine. Yeah, they will bounce you about if you've got smaller kids. Hold on to them. But all in all, they are a great ride. The ride itself, not got a lot of theme into it as theming goes, because you go somewhere like Universal's Islands of Adventure, and you've got the Popeye River Rapids there, and they are absolutely out of this world. But for a British rapids, it's not a bad ride. So that's at number 10. So we'll get rid of that one. Number 9 on the list, the Runaway Mine Train. And these images are straight from Alton Towers website. Might as well go to the right place. And look at that choo-choo. A great runaway mine train that interacts with the Congo River Rapids. For a little ride, got some good speed on it. You go through the station, you do 2 laps, so you get your money's worth, I suppose, if you've queued for a while for it. Ride stats, it's in Katanga Canyon, track length's 456 metres, height 11 metres, so it's not a very high ride. It's fast enough for what it is. It's not a bad ride at all. So if I get closer, I do apologise, it's my first time doing this, so I'm having to hold the camera and yak at the same time. So G-force of 2G, and you've got to be 0.9 metres to ride it. If you're under 1.1, you go have an adult with you. So at least it's one of them rides for younger kids to go on, because it is the thing with Alton Towers where they've got this things to do before you're 1.4 metres. That's alright. But, if you're paying 50 quid and you're taking your family, you want them to go on rides. So for that, it's a good family coaster. So that's number 9 on the list. Number 8, Spinball Whizzer. What's called Sonic Spinball Whizzer. And there's a sister version of this up at Chessington. I went on Dragon's Fury, another good ride. I find this to be one of the greatest rides in the park. Their queuing for it can get ridiculous. If you don't mind queuing singly, the single rider queue is your best bet. So there you can see images of Spinball Whizzer. It's fantastic. You can go up the lift hill frontwards, backwards, sidewards. It is amazing. It's one of them where every ride can be different. So the ride stats. The location's Adventureland. Basically, not soon after you get into the park, really, on your right hand side. Height 17 metres, so not really high. G-forces of 3 G-force, 470 metres, and you've got to be 1.2 metres tall to ride it. So another good ride for the for the younger family members, if they're that tall. Me, one of my favourites. There's you see there the ride picture, and it is good. They were on about getting rid of it a few years ago, but I think that would be a massive mistake. So next on the list, what once was air, you're flying like Superman. Now you've got the chance to go on the virtual reality with it. I think this has actually dropped it down a little. The layout for air is fantastic. It's in Forbidden Valley with Nemesis. It is a good ride. But sadly, I mean, the VR is a little bit on the temperamental side. It can be great sometimes, and other times it can be rather poor. Next says here, Galactica is the world's first roller coaster fully dedicated to virtual reality. Now, parks all around the world have, you know, got onto that. The twist and the visuals have been perfectly synchronised to the thrilling twists, turns and loops of the roller coasters to recreate the sensation of hurtling through space. 28 Galactonauts can ride in each craft. Now, I think it'd be a good thing for them to have. You know, 10 different versions. Obviously, you know, you can't change the layout of the ride, but you can change the, you know, what you're flying through and that. And it could be a great way, you know, to make it a better coaster. And obviously, keep updating the visuals when and where possible. So, locations, obviously, Forbidden Valley. 20 metres high, it's not a tall ride. Top speed of 75 kilometres per hour. 3.5 G-force. Track length of 840 metres, so a decent length, and you've got to be 1.4 metres to ride, so there's no chance of getting out of that. You've got to be what it is. But yeah, that's number 8 on the list. This is my list. You know, you might not agree with it. I'd like to see what people say with regards. I mean, I've been to Alton Towers so many times over the years, and this is what I think of the rides, you know. We've all got our own viewpoints. So, next, Smiler. World's first 14-loop roller coaster. I think it's made by Gerstlauer, if I remember rightly. Because they obviously saw at Fort Park. It's very, very similar in layout and that. 3 times longer than Oblivion, the track. I mean, it is a good roller coaster. The thing that winds me up is the music just drives you insane. And I know it's the theme to it, but, you know, there's better music you could have used. So there you are, some more of the visuals from it. So it's located in X sector on the site of the former black hole, which I think was Alton Towers' biggest mistake, getting rid of Black Hole. Because Black Hole was an indoor roller coaster, an all-weather roller coaster. So in Britain, where we get, obviously not apart from this summer where it's been warm as hell, we get very dodgy summers. And any time you can have an indoor roller coaster, it's worth preserving these coasters, you know. Because obviously this coaster would have cost something daft like, I don't know, anything up to 15 million. I can't remember what it actually cost. But Black Hole was going to cost something daft to just keep repairing and, you know, probably re-theme. And that's all it needed, a good re-theming. Anyway, let's not go too far into that. You know, it's still a bugbear with most theme park fans. So, height of 30 metres. And Alton Towers have got issues with their ride. They can't just do what they want to do. They have to try and stick to below the trees because of complaints from the neighbours. Who probably all got a lot of money and they ate the park. So top speed of 85 kilometres per hour, good speeds. It can run multiple trains on the track. I mean, obviously we did have the accident a few years ago, but that should never diminish you from going on the ride. You know, it was more of a manual error than the actual system's not kicking in at the right time, which is very sad, especially for those people that have got injuries. Thankfully no one lost their life, but obviously, you know, it did put a lot of people off the ride. But it's still a good ride, but I don't rate it. All the inversions don't make it a fantastic ride. G-force of 4.5 G, so really good on the G-force. Ride length of 1,170 metres. And, you know, look at that. I mean, the rides, the photos. It's a very good roller coaster. But just because of inversions doesn't make it the greatest. Next on the list, is 13. 13 is a great family roller coaster. A free fall, the world's first free fall drop roller coaster, which means there's a section in there at some stage where it drops. You go through the dark forest to start off with, and then the end of the ride, I think it's the end of the ride nowadays, can't remember myself now. But anyway, yeah, the free fall drop, the element, you know, it's the theming and the elements which push it up the list, you know, to where it is. So, another ride which took the place of Corkscrew, which again, I don't think they should have got rid of. I think they should have kept it. Yes, it was getting old and rickety, but to me, Alton Towers have got a lot of grounds, and I think that the older roller coasters that can look after riders of up to 1.2 metres should have stayed. These roller coasters are now at other theme parks, servicing a lot more people. They sometimes, you know, the tracks usually are okay. It's, you know, they can do things with the trains to make the trains more comfortable, better seats, you know, bigger wheels. There's ways of making roller coasters more comfortable. So, ride information. Obviously, world's first vertical freefall roller coaster, and obviously the unknown, the drop elements really good. The freefall drop on 13 is 5 meters, and this was the first in the world. 13 has been dubbed a psycho coaster, as it creates a new level of psychological fear. 13 is located in the dark forest area next to Rita, of all things. So 42 kilometers per hour. It's not the fastest ride, but you know, not bad. 3.2 G-force, and you can ride it if you're 1.2 meters. So a ride that my little one can go on. And for Britain, you know, an actual roller coaster with theming. You know, we've got to get into the habit of what America do, and Disney in particular, with theming. Next on the list, what was Rita Queen of Speed is now just called Rita. I think it's an Intermin coaster, if my memory serves me right. 100 kilometers per hour in 2.5 seconds. So you sit there, the lights go to green, and you go at such a pace. You know, you can see the people there laughing. It's one of them, you get on it, and it really, you know, it's so good. Height of 18.4 metres, so not a tall ride. You know, we've already discussed Alton Towers problems with going too high. A top speed of 100 kilometres per hour, so good top speed. G-force of 4.7, so really high on the G-forces, especially that initial takeoff. Track length of 647 metres, and you must be 1.4 metres to ride. For me, what this misses, it's a good ride, and it must be to get in the top 5 at Alton Towers, but it just misses some more theming on the entrance, you know, the queue line to the ride. Bit of theming, you know, some TVs in the queue line, just to get you perked up for the ride itself. Problem with British theme parks, our theming just isn't the quality of the Americans, and there's little things we can do. Maybe we can't, you know, spend the money that they can spend, but we can try, you know, we're only trying. But yeah, another great roller coaster, but you've got to be 1.4 metres to ride, you know. Into that top 3. The Enigma, known as Oblivion. One of the greatest, you know, it was the one who started all these similar type of roller coasters off. The vertical drop roller coaster. Going on that front row for the first time, you know, absolutely amazing. Going up the lift hill, going round, and then sitting there for a couple of seconds as you wait to go down, and then go down. I mean, the roller coaster is short-lived itself. The queue line, once you get inside the train station, or is it the middle train station? Yeah, it's the middle one, isn't it? There's videos there to start, you know, the theming process off, and you know, it all builds you up, especially the first time you ever went on it. So some theming, not masses of theming, but some theming, but at least, you know, and what it delivers is an immense thrill ride. And as you can see there from the pictures, it looks brilliant. Don't look down. And it's a shame that in that area where it was, the original Ministry of Joy's experiments following Black Hole, Enterprise and Energizer, for me, should never have got rid of Energizer. It was a good ride, it was a good flat ride. Alton Towers needs flat rides, you know, just to keep the queues down. Spread the queues around the park, you know, especially on the busy days. I mean, you could have rides that come into effect on busier times of the year, or you have them open on certain days so that people know that on them days they can go on them particular rides. Or if rides break down, you can say, right, we've got this ride, let's open this ride up. Sometimes you have, you know, they've got to be a bit more cute, the theme parks in Britain. So, iconic Oblivion was the world's first vertical drop roller coaster with a 180-foot drop straight down, and the only reason it can do that is because it goes underground. Can't go any higher than, you know, what it can, because obviously issues with neighbours complaining about the park itself. The throughput, 1,700 people can ride Oblivion every hour. That throughput is massive. Where did we go the other day? Oh, I'm trying to think of the ride now. I ride at another theme park and the throughput was shocking, and that's where Britain needs high throughput rides to keep the queues low, or as low as you can, you know, possibly keep them. 4.5 Gs, 110 kilometers per hour. So actually, in some ways, is it faster than Rita? Track length of 373 meters. Like I said, it is a short ride. You know, it's basically up the hill, round, do the drop, and then you're back into the, you know, into the train station. But obviously, it's that element of the drop which scares the life out of you. You've got to be 1.4 meters to ride, so no use going on if you're a little kiddie rink again. You're going to have to wait until you're 1.4, just like we are with my son. So, number 2 on the list. And the amazing thing, a classic ride can get to number 2. They're theming on Nemesis. The queue line itself is a standard queue line, but as you're walking round, the rocks, the blood rivers flowing, the roller coaster where it was, you know, John Wardley delivered one of the greatest roller coasters in theme park history. For a British park as well, you know, amazing. I've been on Nemesis Inferno at Thorpe Park. Whilst the ride is the same ride, the theming doesn't compare in any way, shape or form. It's in Forbidden Valley along with Galactica and Blade. Ride the twists and turns of Nemesis as it races past the rocks and rivers of Forbidden Valley. Inverted on the track, it corkscrews, spins and races over the steel track, making it one of the most heart-pounding, exciting and exhilarating rides you will ever experience. True theme park fans will rate this above most other. And look at it, look at the theme in here, you know, and it's still amazing to this day. So, built in 1994, not long after Corkscrew, really, and is still regarded as one of the best roller coasters in the world. There is 250 tons of thrilling, twisting and turning coaster, including an underground tunnel. Europe's first ever inverted roller coaster. Your legs are dangling beneath you as you ride. 1,400 people can ride it every hour, so good throughput again. When it was being developed, Nemesis project name was Secret Weapon 3. So, location, Forbidden Valley obviously. Height 13 metres, a lot of it underground though. Top speed of 81 kilometres per hour. You know, that's, in them days that was a massive speed. G-force of 3.5 G. Track length 716 metres, and you've got to be 1.4 to ride. The only thing I'd add to Nemesis is to build, when you come out of off the ride, is to have an actual Nemesis shop. My only bugbear with the ride, a Nemesis shop. But also, I'd like to see a reverse car with the seats reversed, if they could do that, you know, because that would throw such a different element to the ride. You're listening, Alton Towers. Let's have it done. So, number 1 on the list, just opened this year, Wicker Man. Alton Towers' first wooden roller coaster with, you know, the theming on this is what they say it is, world class. The massive structure with the fire coming out of it, you know, fantastic. Join the chosen ones on the world's most immersive roller coaster experience to date, unifying cutting edge special effects with classic wooden coaster technology for the first time. Basically, it's as high as there's a 6-story high flaming effect. The UK's first new wooden roller coaster built in 20 years, a globally unique experience that will reconnect riders with the primal essence of roller coasters. So it's near Mutiny Bay. It's got a height of 20 metres, so not massively high. Top speed of 44 metres. Ride features 3 drops, 2 tunnels, 3 passes through the Wicker Man. Got to be 1.2 metres to ride. So again, a ride more for a family. Track length over 2,000 feet. And, you know, you look at it. It's nice. I mean, there's a picture there. Spot on. And that's my top 10 for Alton Towers. Thanks for watching. And please comment, subscribe if you can. Click the little bell thing so you can see more of these, because there are going to be more coming on from every theme park in the UK. And thanks for watching. Cheers.